Hello and welcome back to another Train Sim World 6 video. Today I'm going to look at the newly released Great British Railways Livery 802. And when I say newly released, it actually came out today. So let's jump in and we can quickly discuss it when we get there. So we're going to do a scenario. There are two scenarios I believe you get with this. I think it's that one there. That's the one. So Riviera Rendezvous. I think there's one for the East Coast Main Line as well. We'll do that. Yes, I don't need to do the training. If you've struggled setting up the 802, I've done a little tutorial video on how to set up the 802 and the 800. It's worth a look if you're struggling and want to get the best out of it. So here we are, Riviera Rendezvous. I get the usual chat. Good morning, welcome to Exeter. Today you'll be driving a special service that has been put on to celebrate the railway, taking passengers to historic areas along the Riviera Line. Let's and what else? Yep. In the first part of the service, you'll be driving this train to Newton Abbot. Once there, couple up to the other train waiting for you. Okay, so that all seems fairly straightforward. Right, first things first, let's enable all the stuff that's always disabled on the back. This is kind of frustrating why this is always on, but I always moan about it in every single one of my videos. ATP is that's all okay. ECTS, well, we don't use that anyway, so it shouldn't be it should be isolated. Right, that looks good. Okay, let's jump in the seats and get started. If I can find the there we go. Right, okay, so put the key in and move the set the headlights to dimmed. Okay, as this is incorrect. The headlights should be set to full during the day, not dimmed. Maybe I'll feed that back to them. It's not a major thing, but it's actually incorrect. The lights need to be bright during the day so that track workers can see you. It's not to enable you to see the way. It's actually far more annoying of a night time when another train's got its lights on full and you can't see where you're going. Okay, so let's put this as this. Oh, there we go. 1 Charlie 73. Oh, that's worked. That's good. Okay, let's lock the doors. We've got a green. I'm guessing that's down main for the DM there. Okay, reversing forward. We're 15 miles an hour out of here, so I better take it a bit easy.
Welcome aboard this Great British Railways service to Paynton. We'll be calling at Dawlish.
Right, let's have a look at this baby then. Now I'm going to say something slightly controversial now, that actually I quite like this livery. I think it's kind of modern and yeah, fresh, I think. Now I know everybody doesn't like it. There's a lot of enthusiasts would like to see it in BR blue or intercity or something like that, but you know, those liveries were in the 1970s and 1980s. We're in the year 2026. It's not British Railways anymore, it's Great British Railways. I think the idea is to disassociate itself with the British Railways of the past, which, to be honest, didn't have a great reputation back in the day. So making that distinction between the two companies, I think, is what's going on here. Anyway, I quite like it. It is controversial, though, that opinion. But yeah, let me know what you think if you have a different opinion. I'm 25 now. I also say it's quite controversial this because this this DLC was I think £4.99. With it you get the obviously the new reskinned 802 and a couple of scenarios, and you know, and I actually think perhaps it should have been just if you just without the scenarios, the reskinning should have perhaps could have been offered as a free download, but it wasn't. So you know, I guess you like most things, you take your choice. If you don't want to pay for it, then don't, I guess. But I do understand why people are probably a bit frustrated that you have to pay for this. Anyway, so we're up to 75. We've got 10 miles to go. So we're in diesel mode. So we're a 5-car set. I'd be interested to see how quickly. I mean, these seem to accelerate quite quickly, which is not always been my experience of them. But we could maybe just imagine they're all brand new out the box, and that's why they're so quick. This is a nice. I still like this route a lot. And there we go. That looks good. I like it. Feels like I should probably have the aircon on in here at the moment. Let's have a look. What we got it? We got it on auto. And we got it on 18. Yeah, it's probably quite cold then actually. If we turn the instrument lights, I don't know if they actually work. There we go. There's actually a little button here for turning up the brightness of the ATP stuff, but to be fair, I don't really make that much difference. So we're up to 100 into the 100-mile-an-hour section now. I don't drive this route in real life, so I don't know the speed limits and the changes. So I've got the HUD in minimal mode, which is what I use most of the time, and try and keep an eye out for the speed change boards and all the rest of it. So yesterday was the Maze roadmap, which is very interesting. Lots of interesting routes coming out, both UK, US, Germany, and my one I'm waiting for, the Riviera Line, which seems to be competing with Grand Theft Auto 6 and Elder Scrolls and Fallout to see who can be released the latest. But that looks good. There's, like I say, a couple of, I think Trent Valley coming out. There's a Portuguese route on the way, plus some German stuff. Yeah, so you know, it looks quite good over the next few months for Train Sim World, and obviously they'll probably release, when I say obviously, there probably will be a release in the summer somehow. There'll be a TWS6, as that seems to be the format now. Although I don't know what. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know that for sure. And I equally don't know what you'll get with that. So normally it's the there's obviously a free download, but it's generally an English, German and US route thrown in with the sort of standard. Right, let's shut off now. We're at 98 miles an hour. Yeah, there's those, normally the three, one route for each country thrown in, plus some enhancements to the game as well. Obviously there's some ongoing issues at the moment which they're trying to resolve, the blurry textures and loading up of assets and all those sorts of things, which probably need to get to the bottom of before they try to do too much else with it. But it does seem they are working on it. I know it's frustrating for people, but if I had a keyboard, just because everybody else doesn't go miles ahead and just do a off into the distance it goes. Yeah, so that'll be the next thing I guess coming up, will be sort of I don't know, is it sort of August time, September as it comes out? I've got a 75 here, so I better brake a bit. More brake, I think. Where's the brake? Wait, no, there we go. I think we're okay. Oh, how lovely! Nice to see a bit of waves on there. Maybe that's something they could look at. I know it doesn't seem to be a windy day, so perhaps you wouldn't get any. But I think I like a bit of a sea breeze or something like that whipping up the waves would be quite nice to look at. Right, so Dawlish is our first stop in about 4 miles or so. Yeah, so the new routes, I'm very much looking forward to some of those. I probably said in the past, and I'm say again, I'm not a massive fan of US routes. I've never really played them, and I tend to just delete them off because they just take up space. But I know obviously as American, lots of American owners of TSW who obviously do, like playing routes that are familiar to them. So that's fine. I just find them a little bit kind of uninspiring. And obviously the passenger services, apart from the sort of the metro services, there's not really much else outside those. Then it's freight, of course, which is great if you love freight stuff. I'm not such a fan, but it seems terribly slow on the US ones, which again, it's just my personal preference, and I completely understand that people really enjoy playing those long routes, and maybe I need to persevere. Maybe it's the locos that I find a bit frustrating. That is the reason why I don't do them so often. Maybe I'll make it a this year. If a freight route comes out on TSW 7 or whatever it is, then I'll give it a proper go. We're dropping a bit of speed here. I'm going to just pop it back up now because we've got an 80. We've got 3 miles to go. So this livery is also available in timetable mode. So if you've got East Coast Main Line, Great Western Express, then you'll be able to play. This is normal timetabled services, should you want to. Again, it's personal preference. If you want to, spend your £5 and buy this, then why not? If you don't, then of course you don't have to. So here we go again. Let's have a look outside. Oh, the fun film. I think you can go on this, can't you? I've never actually been on it. Right, so 1.5 miles until Dawlish. So we'll probably trundle along at this speed now. There's not an awful lot of point going through the 70 and the 75, and then you hit a 60 just before the station. There's little point in accelerating up. I need to have to brake again. So hopefully we get round past the broken bit, the bit that breaks the Dawlish wall. I've got 1 mile to go. I'll put a bit of light brake in. Anyway, the initial brake on this, I think I can't. Let me just check. What does it say on there? 25%. Actually, initial brake is actually less than that. It's not 25%. It's actually quite a bit less than that. Right. But it does bring you in. So I'll get to about 40 and cut off. There we go. Past the famous Dawlish Wall.
We are now approaching Dawlish.
So we've got 5 cars, and our doors will be on the left when we get in. I don't remember where the marker is. If you don't know where it is, go to the end of the platform. Well, we're almost on time. Well, we've hit the ramp at 24, so technically we are on time, so... Well, there it is there. Can't really see out the window.
This is Dawlish.
Service to Paynton. Calling at Tinmouth.
Couldn't quite see it there, but we're pretty much on. And we're fully accommodated anyway. Yeah, so there we go. Let's have a so we'll lock the doors. Let's go over here. Right, next one's Tamworth. So give it a bit of welly and off we go. I think they've got that bit of it right, where the it's a bit of a sluggish pull away in diesel mode, but so we're in the 60. Right. I apologise for that, my dog barking. So 60 miles an hour. Then it may have been the postman. So Tamworth in 2 miles. Into number 1 platform. Can have a speed change. What a lovely day to be down by the coast, eh? There's kind of dynamic weather's built in here. I hope there's probably some moment it'll just turn into fog and we'll end up not being able to see a thing in front of us. Hopefully not. But again, another little gripe that I hope they fix. Although I did think it'd come up in the road map yesterday when a question was asked about fixing dynamic weather. I think Matt agreed it does need a bit of tweaking. I think it was being diplomatic there. It certainly does, because basically you start off in the weather if you some nice weather or rain weather, and it always ends up in fog, and then suddenly you're driving along and everything clears, which obviously is not particularly realistic. Okay, so 29 in at Tamworth. We'll probably won't hit that, but I'm not too worried about that. We're in the 75 now. Again, there's not much point in speeding up for particularly. By the time I sped up, I'll have stopped braking again. So we're coming into a 60 anyway. You can just enjoy the view out the window. Not much of a view out this window, obviously, but this one's quite nice. All right, let's put a bit of brake in. Quite a way out yet, so we don't need to get down to 40.
We are now approaching Teignmouth.
The new announcements are great. It does help the immersion, definitely. Although in the cab of one of these you can't hear the announcements, so it's not really, but it's quite nice to hear them. I think you can turn them off, can't you, so you don't hear them in the cab, but I quite like them, so I'm going to leave it on, but in a bit more brake here, I think. Going heading down that platform a bit quickly. There we go. There we go.
This is Teignmouth.
Okay, Teignmouth.
30 Great British Railways service to Paignton, calling at Newton Abbot, Torquay and Paignton.
It's interesting because there is no... This car's stop markers are for the diesel units, probably the 150s, 158s, whatever they use down here. There should be a separate stop car markers for IETs, but okay, let's close the doors. We're not too far off our time, actually. Let's release the brakes a bit. Okay, let's go. And we're off. Slowly, but we're off. Alright.
Torquay and Paignton.
Torquay and Paignton what? Didn't hear that. So next stop is Newton.
The next station is Newton Abbot.
So let's get up to 60. So we're not actually too far behind time. Interesting to say that the power handle, it says notch is 4, but actually there are no notches on it. It's purely it's like a linear scale. It's smooth all the way up. There are no notches on these, like a lot of modern trains, unlike, you know, like the Electro Star and all those sorts of EMUs, which do have a power notch. So we are into we're still now 60. We're up to 80 in a moment, so we'll give it a bit of welly once we get through that. Right, there we go. Put it into 4 or full power. It'll be quite nice to see ATP implemented. Not less. I don't know how much of it is down this neck of the route because the speed limits are less down here. It might not have been required. Certainly, whereas 125 mile an hour running, they do have to have it, but it may be. I'd have to ask somebody about it. I'm not sure how far down ATP goes in the West Country. It's a bit like a poor man's ETCS, not sophisticated, but it does some of the sort of similar functionality. Right, so next stop is Newton Abbot. Okay, I've got a speed reduction coming up again. That's when you're getting up to a nice speed, you've got to start slowing down. Alright, let's shut it off here. Down by the seaside. Let's start braking a little bit. Okay. That's for the 60, I'm guessing. Oh, a bit too far there. So here we go. We're in 60 now. Just over a mile and a half before we get to Newton Abbot. Abbot. Newton Abbot. Platform 1. To be fair, most of these are 2 lines anyway, so it's only be platform 1 or platform 2. Which is kind of an odd thing, where a lot of places the platform 1 is the up platform. That's the one, you know, if you're going towards London, and platform 2 is the down platform. Except it isn't always like that. Okay, we've got double yellow. Often it's actually it could be the other way around. Platform 1 could be the down, and some places it could be a mixture, which is a little confusing. Okay, so there's a 40 across the points, but we're going to be coming up to a single yellow in a moment. So we'll get our speed down. Don't really want to be going past a single yellow more than 40 miles an hour unless you know that the I mean, there are some cases where you can do that because you know that the signal is going to be red and you know where it is, and it's going to be at the end of a platform or something. But generally speaking, no more than 40. The risk is if you head towards a red too quickly, if there's any TWS grids, you'll trip those, and then you'll come to a grinding halt, and then be invited for a meeting with your manager, minus tea and biscuits.
We are now approaching Newton Abbot.
Okay. So the signal just stepped up. I've got a single yellow. Something I need to work on still is to get the yellows looking like yellows. They still look like reds from a distance. Here we go into Newton Abbot platform. This actually must have a platform 3 then, because there's a bay platform here. All right, okay, so this is the coupling bit, is it? Okay, we'll approach this quite slowly. Generally speaking, that's a strange one actually. I would have expected to see permissive work in there, not just a normal signal coming off there, but nevertheless.
This is Newton Abbot.
Right, well, we'll stick that on there then.
This is a Great British Railways service to...
Oh, I just noticed that for the first time. This is a Great British Railways service. Never noticed that. I'm sure I must have said it before, but that's the first time I've noticed it. Okay, well, I guess there's going to be some coupling going on here. Let's see what happens next then. Okay, leap forward, shut down this cab and move to the furthest forward cab. Alright, okay, so let's...
Welcome aboard this Great British Railways service to Paynton. We'll be calling at Torquay and Paynton.
Oh, wrong way around there. Let's try that.
The next station is Torquay.
Right, let's see if we can move up to this. Oh, I know why. I just okay, Okay, don't. This is we brake. I set the DRA, didn't I? Because we were at red. There we go. Right, here we go. Right, so we need to get 6 foot and then 2 foot, but to save ourselves a bit of time, I'm going to. Right, let's see if we can do this. Right, I don't. Right, let's forward prep this. So, and that's come out. So, am I got to get? Oh, right, okay, I can't get out. I need to get out of this cab. So that's done. I need to do the other one as well. Oh, what I need to do is put it in neutral. That'll help. Right, this one shouldn't be keyed in, but we should still be able to press the forward prep button. So if we press the forward preparation button on this one, now that's interesting. Right, let's do this now. Right. Right, okay, well we don't need to do this one. Right. Shut the door. Go back in. Shut the door. I don't know actually. This is the instructions they want you to do. Right, let's go outside. Now this should limit us to if we put train wash mode on, oh it doesn't work. That limits you to 2 miles an hour, but let's go then. Let's put it in put it in forward. Normally you would go to 2 foot, get out, have a look, and or whatever, but we should be okay. Right, so we're coupled up. So we need to press the couple button first. So we put that to off. You should actually, although it's not allowing me to do this one, you should do what they call a tug test. So that is put the train in reverse and then go backwards. Just put it in the minimum power just to make sure it doesn't come apart. Oh, all right, I should read the instructions, shouldn't I? Oh, I found a route map there. Let's put it into. Let's put this back in. It obviously wants me to do some other stuff here. Right, let's put that into. Oh, wrong way. Right, we'll go to the other end. Yeah, it's my fault. Should have put it in brake. Although once you do that, there we go. Let's go up to the other end. So now we are a 10 car. So the routine will be 6 foot, jump out, have a look, 2 foot, have another look if you want to, make sure the nose cones are open obviously, drive up to it, couple nice and slowly, and then put it in reverse. Why can't I get in here? Oh, there we go. Put it in reverse, go back on minimum power, just for a second or two. And once if it hasn't come apart, then actually I need to do this, don't I? Once it's come apart, if it hasn't come apart, then you can press the door release buttons if you want everybody to get on. If you don't, then you can just press the couple button, and you're on your way. It does take a bit of a while to reconfigure. Okay, that's that done.
TPWS and AWS
Still does
operation.
the lights to dimmed again. No. Help, dim. There we go. I'm gonna put it to full because that's how it should be. So we'll unlock the doors. So now we're a 10 car, fully liveried up. Yeah, it's interesting. In an 800, you don't have to put the key in to press this. So if you want to, you can either press the forward preparation, which opens the nose cone on the front. If you want to open nose cone in the rear, it's a rear preparation. And then what tends to happen after that is you will put you in train wash mode, which will right, okay, painting now. So we've got the doors locked. Have we got the doors locked? I think I may have accidentally forward there. Right, okay.
Welcome
So
aboard this Great British Railways service to Paynton. We'll be calling at Torquay and Paynton.
hang on, what's going on here? Why is it not moving?
The next
There we go.
station is Torquay.
There we go. Not quite sure what's going on there. The brakes are released, so we're on our way. In 5 miles. Yeah, so when you put it into forward preparation, it puts it in train wash mode, limits you to, I think, 3 miles an hour, which is handy. You see that, you know, because you're going to be coupling it, it means you can't go too fast. And if you want to take, but also it also locks the doors, it locks the cab door as well. So if you want to get out, you have to take it out of train wash mode by pressing the button again. Okay, so we've got 5 miles to go before we get to Paynton. We go again. Still in the 40, rather annoyingly. Oh, because we're changing over lines, that's why. Haven't paid this route in a little while, actually. I should really, because it's a nice route. Currently doing a bit of Medway Valley, which is also a very nice route. I think at the moment it's a benchmark for a lot of them. Right, we're in the 60, so let's some speed on. We're a few minutes behind. I think they allowed much time for coupling up. through the lovely countryside. Oops, that's a bit annoying, isn't it? Like, oh. Oh, I pressed the wrong button here. Oh, there we go. Just to look at the screens. That's what I was going to do. There we go. Let's give it some more speed now because I think we're dropping down a little bit. Okay, here we go. It's 50. Yeah, so we're coming down to a 45. So I'll just take the power off. I don't know if we're going uphill, so we might lose a bit of speed going up. Oh, interesting actually, I forgot to mention was about the announcements was the GWR branches. It's something I've actually been going on about to people who listen to me about how relatively straightforward that will be to implement because the branch lines. So the you've got the Windsor. Oh, a bit over the speed there, but they've got the Windsor, the Marlow, and the Henley branches. The only thing they didn't do was the Greenford branch. I'm not quite sure why they missed that one out because it kind of fits quite nicely into the area around Ealing and stuff. I don't know, maybe we've got something else lined up for that one. I don't know. Because it's the only one that actually, generally starts and begins its day on the main lines. I think. Well, maybe the Henley one does. I don't know, but either way, it's a bit of an omission, I think. But it'd be nice to see how it integrates with the Great Western Express. I think. I don't think you can't get from one to the other, but there's this route hopping I think you can do. But with the relatively short length of all those routes, there should be quite a lot of scope to, for detail and stuff, or what details, especially the ones that run by the Thames. I mean, I will be honest. They'll have I don't sign the Henley and Marlow branch lines, but I think they're probably going to get quite repetitive quite quickly. But who knows? Maybe people will enjoy going up and down the 2 miles to Windsor and back again to Slough. Well, it should 30 here. Let's put some brake on. My bad, didn't see that. There we go. Back up, put a bit of power on. A little bit of speed in there. Yeah, so the branch lines, yep. So they're obviously in development at the moment. A new 165, which will be interesting because obviously the ones we have now are just basically the 166, which is a little bit different cosmetically. I think they're all very similar now in terms of how they behave, but be nice to see if we've got new engine sounds. Actually, I was asked about the announcements on board, because the 165s have a different PIS system to other sets, and the announcements are subtly different. I was gonna mess. I've been so good all the way through. Now I messed up my my. And let's put a bit more brake in. That's me jabbering on. Yeah, but the announcements on those routes are on the 165s are different to what you get on the other units on the Great Western Express. Right, so we're coming into Torquay now, where this service terminates allegedly. Mate, just went on holiday here for a couple of days for a friend's a year or so ago. It was a slightly odd place, I'm not going to lie. It was a little bit dead. So if you're from Torquay, I apologise. Was it at the end? Oh, there we go. Like just there.
This is Torquay.
Well, we'll pop the brake on and then
This is a Great British Railways service to Paynton.
put in neutral and see what happens next. I mean, I'm assuming that's the end of it, but it did say we're going to see nice bits of. But it seems like it was just a coupling was the only unique bit, but I'm not so sure. I'm not sure. We've got a green ahead though, so maybe we're going on. I don't know. (802,009). We are this end. Closing the doors. No, I think this is probably it. Oh, we're stopping at Paynton. Okay, so. Oh, actually, what I've done is I've actually just put the.
Welcome aboard this Great British Railways service to Paynton. We'll be calling at Paynton only. The next station is Paynton.
I thought it finished here, but maybe I was obviously not. Oh, what's going on here? Am I just? I'll try again. Oh, there we go. I think it's because of the DRA set, and I unset it. You have to put it back into neutral. So, sorry, back into no. So it's not taking any power. Right. Okay. Here we go. So we're in a 40, and our next stop is Paynton, where it does terminate allegedly. I could have sworn she said it was at Torquay was the last stop. Yeah, so we've got 10 coaches now, which is good. And I was then after our visit to Torquay, and we spoke to a friend who knows the area well, and sort of explained how quiet it had been. Slightly disappointing. A lot of the food places had closed by 9 o'clock. It was really odd and it was in the middle of summer. It was in August. It wasn't like it was in the winter or anything. And his friend said, "Oh yeah, you should have gone to Paynton instead." Right, try not to overspeed this time. And these services will be getting busy now as the summer approaches. Okay, single yellow. There's double yellow. Oh, double yellow. Might be a fixed distance then, I guess, is it? I don't think you can go any further than Paynton. Well, you can. You drop off into the English Channel, I guess, but Bit of brakes are rolling down the hill at the moment. And here we go. Right, I suppose I better slow down because we're coming into 15. And this should be a fixed distance, I guess, should it? Coming to the end of the line, as the travelling Wilbury said.
Paynton.
It's an actual proper signal. Ah, it's because it's got a route indicators on it. Okay, here we go. And we roll into Paynton Station. Look, there's some enthusiasts up there. Give them a blow the horn for them. Right. Great, it does roll down a bit. It's only a tiny gradient. Seems to pick up speed quite easily. So we're 10 cars, and our doors are on the left. I guess it's going to be right down the end of the platform. Okay, so it's leveled out now, so we shouldn't need to. So about 5 late then, I guess. Red ahead then. Oh no, it just goes on there. There's some sort of shunt at the back there. I think there is, isn't there? Maybe a little yard or something.
This is Paynton.
Okay, let's put the DRA on.
This is
Into
a Great
neutral.
British Railways service to Paynton.
Full service. Is everybody getting out? There you go, get a view of the livery again. It's funny, this logo, the double rails logo, when it was launched, it got quite a lot of criticism. People said at the time it doesn't know if British Rail knows where it's coming or going, but now it's become iconic. Strange, isn't it? What people don't like originally, then it sort of sticks. Right, I think we're going to finish this bit, aren't we? Just here. Okay, locking the doors. Oh, I've got to proceed to the sign-ins, okay. Have we got the... Oh, we have. I can see the position lights there. I couldn't quite see them. It's quite bright. Okay, let's go into the sidings then. Just see the position lights there. I couldn't see them initially, but there we go. Not sure. Is it 15 of these? Is it? Yeah. go. Is it still 15? Yes, it is. Well, I don't know if any of these sidings were here. I don't know. Maybe I've not done a service that's gone all the way through here. Okay, we're in the sidings. So maximum brake. Oh, that way. Reverser to off. She said with DRA really, but there we go. Tail lights to tail. You don't need to do this, does it automatically? But there we go. Okay, and we master key to off. Let's see how we did. Oh, we still got the platinum, so that's all good. Anyway, that's the scenario done. I hope you enjoyed our journey down the Cornish River today in this new liveried 802. It might change your mind whether you get it or not. I don't know, but anyway, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.